Governor Battle, Governor Almond, Congressman Jennings, Congressman Downing, Congressman Gary, your distinguished national committeeman, Congressman Hardy, ladies and gentlemen, as the Democratic standard bearer in 1960, I come to the mother of the Democratic Party, Virginia, and ask your help. I am honored by the generous introduction of your distinguished former governor, and I am proud to sit here on this platform with leaders of the Democratic Party of Virginia. Virginia, which began under Thomas Jefferson, the Democratic Party. I cannot believe in 1960 that Virginia would vote for a Republican of the strip of Richard Nixon. I come here today to this state, which has nourished the Democratic Party in good times and bad, which began this party, which gave it growth, which gave it intellectual conviction. And I come here to this state and ask your support in the last 4 days of this campaign. I believe that Virginia and the nation join in concerning ourselves with the future of our country. I do not believe that any citizen of the state of Virginia who bears the proud title of Democrat can possibly in 1960 determine that the destinies of this country should be placed in the hands of a candidate, in the hands of a party who have opposed progress for the last 15 years. I don't care how many rescue squad operations are now being organized around the country to save Dick Nixon. I rode through the streets of New York by myself. I did not require Henry Cabot Lodge or Nelson Rockefeller or President Eisenhower to go by my side. The point of the matter is that a team is not running for the presidency. We have one man who runs, one candidate, and the people of Virginia and the people of the United States must decide whether a candidate who runs on a platform of standing up to Khrushchev, who will not come into a studio and have a fifth debate, needs an escort guard to take him around the state of New York, whether he can lead the American people in 1960. You have all seen these elephants at the circus with their heads full of ivory, thick skin, long memory, no vision. And when they move around the circus ring, they grab the tail of the elephant in front of them. Richard Nixon grabbed that tail in 1952 and 1956, but he is the lead elephant now. And the people of the United States do not want a candidate who needs an escort to meet the American people in the last 5 days of a campaign. I come to Virginia and ask your help. This party was begun by Thomas Jefferson. This party of the Democrats is a national party. I run as the presidential candidate. Lyndon Johnson of Texas as vice president. We stand as a united party, north, south, east, and west. The strength of the Democratic Party is the fact that it is a national party, that it speaks for all the people, that it represents all interests, and most of all represents the public interest. I have been reading speeches by Mr. Nixon and others that if we get into office that we're going to spend this country blind. I do not know a fiscal record which has been marked by greater imprudence than the record of this administration in fiscal matters in the last 8 years, and I'm going to prove it. You know, in the last 3 months, the United States has lost $1 billion in gold. $1 billion in 3 months has flowed out of this country. In 1952, the United States gold reserves were $11 billion more than the debts that we owed to foreigners. Today, our foreign debts are $3 billion more than our gold reserve. a dangerous deterioration in our world position of $15 billion in the last 8 years. In the past months, our estimated tax revenues, because of a decline in our economy, have gone down from $2 to $3 billion in the last 3 or 4 months. In the last few months, our gross national product has actually declined by $3 billion. The Soviet Union is moving ahead at 7% a year. Our average growth in the last 8 years is 2.5%. The last 9 months, it's minus 0.3%. In the most difficult and dangerous time in the life of our country, instead of growing, instead of providing opportunity for our people, instead of providing the sinew that makes it possible for us to defend our country, we're actually falling behind. The last few months, the cost of living has reached the all-time high, and therefore I believe we can do much better. I believe we're going to have to do much better. And I want to make it clear, as the leader of the Democratic Party in this campaign, as a member of Congress for 14 years, if I am elected President of the United States, we commit ourselves to a sound monetary and fiscal and responsible monetary policy that will move this country ahead and meet our obligations. The interest rate policy of this administration has added $3 billion a year to the tax bill of the American people. If you buy a house today, $10,000, 30-year mortgage, you pay $3,200 more for that house on interest rates alone than you would have paid in 1952. Who are the spenders? I was chairman of the Senate subcommittee on governmental reorganization, which steered 30 Hoover Committee recommendations through. Mr. Hoover wrote me a letter praising us for the work we've done on government economy. I do not intend to be President of the United States in order to liquidate the dollar. I become President of the United States because I think we can do a much better job than the Republicans can do. Virginia was Democratic when Massachusetts was Federalist. Virginia was Democratic when Massachusetts was Whig. Virginia was Democratic when Massachusetts was Republican. And I do not want it said that Virginia was Republican when Massachusetts was Democratic. Presence on this platform of Governor Battle and Governor Almond and distinguished members of Congress, I believe that that indicates better than anything their good judgment that Virginia should go Democratic in 1960.